Okay, so I took the plastic wrap off of the bottle, and I got my beautiful wife a glass, and I put some ice in mine because I like mine cold.
Aren't these cool glasses?
Did you hear that?
Got little faces in them.
Tequila Commissario. I'm telling you, this stuff is so good. Maybe you haven't heard of it, or maybe you only heard of it here.
They're Fornisati, if anybody wants to know.
Those are really cool glasses.
They're Italian.
I'm
They're fragile.
I'm 1/3 Italian.
Yeah?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I see.
You don't believe me, do you?
I've seen it.
You're smart enough. You've seen what? My beautiful friend.
I'm your wife.
Do you, did you enjoy the show?
Julie said no.
Oh, okay.
No. You know, it just, those, you know,
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I didn't give the Tequila Commissario code.
Oh, yeah.
It's Rick and Kelly 10 for 10% off at tequilacommissario.com. We're the worst.
We are the worst of the worst. We have so much going on, and something happened down the street that we'll talk about that.
Oh, yeah, we can't talk about that here, but we can talk about it on Patreon.
It was like
the Rick and Kelly show on Patreon.
So there was like a lot going on.
There was an incident here in our neighborhood. We're going to go into full detail on it this week. It's actually, we're taping a show today. It's our 111th episode, Rick and Kelly show on Patreon.com. And while I'm pitching things, before we get to the show, our pickleball paddles are now 2 for 1. We got a couple boxes left. We want to sell them to you, and I'm telling you, these are great paddles. Carbon fiber, awesome play. They're really cool. They have this nice foam cover. Pickleballpartytown.store, and the balls are 2 for 1 too. Pink balls. You can get yours at pickleballpartytown.store. Where's the thing? Yeah. Anyway, the ratings last week, by the way, because we do that every week, dropped. The season finale. Usually the season finales are big ratings winners. Like Beverly Hills got like 1.4 million viewers.
Do they really?
Yeah, 1.4 million last season plus. Well, like 145 or something on their season finale. And RHOC dropped 40,000 to 781,000.
Wow.
So half, maybe a little more than half of Beverly Hills. 0.20 demo. That was a rating.
We used to be the highest, Orange County.
Well,
we had the highest.
Flagship.
Atlanta and us were the highest, more than Beverly Hills.
Atlanta did drop off. I was looking at ratings today. Atlanta did drop off considerably.
Yeah.
It used to be a powerhouse. Yeah. I thought there was one more thing. No, I guess that's it. So now on to the show.
No, but you wanted to know what I thought about it.
About all the outfits.
Okay.
Let's start with that. You said Shannon looked like a drag queen.
Shannon looked like she'd be at Asia SF or Hamburger Mary's for Diva Night.
You said that about Taylor, too.
Oh, Taylor totally looked like a starburst.
Yeah.
Yeah, she looked a little RuPaul.
You liked Emily's outfit?
Emily looked like she was going to a luncheon. That was like a Shivo dress, I could tell. And it looked like you just get it at Revolve right there. You probably can.
Okay.
It's like ZHIVO is the brand. And, it just looked like she was like a lunch dress.
Tamara,
I thought she looked good. I hate to say it, but she looked
and you thought Heather looked good, too.
Thought Heather looked good. I hate to say it, but Heather looked great. I mean, she looks classy and all, but, she still has that bitch face. She still has that.
And speaking of, Gina was sitting next to him.
Gina looks like she's wearing a cover-up swimsuit from 1985 Massimo at Target. But she seems like, I don't like that outfit. She looked awkward the way she was sitting. Her hair looks gray. Her eyelashes look like drag.
What about Jen?
Jen, she looked okay. The color was pretty, but I didn't care for the sleeves. She looked like Big Bird. The girl's got a rockin' body. She should show it off.
Yeah, she did not show it off.
Yeah, she's got a rockin' body. She should be wearing something more for her body.
One of the funniest things I thought was at the very beginning, Andy reveals this big beach scene on this video screen behind him, and Gina shouts out, "That's where we live!"
Gina doesn't live anywhere near the beach. Not at all near the beach. She lives far, far, far away.
Can you give us a little Gina?
Don't talk about my my children. Don't talk about my children.
That's pretty good.
That's, yeah.
Not your
those
best
eyes. And it's...
I have another line for you later. Andy asked Emily how much weight she lost. Is that okay?
And then he prefaced, we liked you before.
Oh, you look great before, too. And Emily goes, you always say that.
Yeah. Like, be honest. You
I know
look
somebody
great.
got in a lot of trouble for telling someone they look good after they lost weight, and that person got in trouble with HR because the person they told it to didn't like it because it was insinuating they were fat. Are you trying it with the ice now?
I did.
What do you think? You like it?
I do like it with ice.
Yeah. I like my drinks cold.
So.
Want to hear some more things?
Yes.
Andy said Ryan declined the invite to the reunion. They were going to bring him on there and grill him.
Right.
He wouldn't do it.
Right. He didn't get paid for that. He was smart not to go. Mm-hmm. He got eaten alive.
Yeah. Tamara, highlight reel. She at one point said she and Shannon were like sisters.
Yeah.
And I immediately thought of how Shannon spoke with Tamara the day after her
You
arrest.
mean business partners.
Right.
That's what you mean.
Spoke to her the day after her
You're
arrest.
not sisters. You guys are business partners.
Didn't tell her that she had had a DUI the night before. They were discussing their next gig, apparently.
They don't even like each other. Doing it all for business. It's ridiculous.
They fight about if Jen was Tamara's friend or not. Jen and Tamara were going at it. Jen called her a piece of you-know-what, and she called Jen a cheater.
Okay. Yeah, she called Jen a cheater. And then Jen, I was like, what do you mean? Tamara cheated on Simon with Eddie. And, right?
Then they brought that up on the show.
And then they brought it up on the show. I was like yelling it from the top.
Yeah, so now they're yelling back and
forth. And then she came back, which I was proud of her. But, I mean.
Of who, Jen, for coming back with that?
She seems like a nice person.
Yeah.
But she seems like out of sorts. Like she's dealing with this guy that's a complete douche. And like she's like loves him.
Right.
And
she's loyal to him.
Ew, he's not loyal to her.
That's true. They talk about the dick pic story involving Ryan on the reunion. That was interesting. I mean, hearing Jen trying to defend it or say I'm not happy with it, but the whole thing.
She's just a pushover to me. I don't like that. She should.
And Gina was speaking for her.
Yeah, and that was annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gina was speaking for her because I think she's kind of uncomfortable. Maybe her first year. I don't know.
Then Tamara said, "You tried to make me look like a liar." And Kelly yells out, "You are a liar!
You are a liar! You're trying to make me look like one. You are." Yeah.
Doesn't she get caught a lot in lies?
Oh, yes. She's just a straight up liar. Like she's one of those habitual liars that thinks that like they believe in their own lies.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah.
Chronic.
Yeah, chronic.
Pot calling the kettle black.
Correct.
Tamara calling someone a liar.
Like she's like narcissist, so she doesn't think she does anything wrong.
Right.
Taylor.
So Taylor joins in the next segment, and you said she looked like a starburst.
She looked or drag that eyeshadow. Like, how do you put that on and say, "Oh my God, I look great"?
Okay, well,
like she's got beautiful eyes. I know
it was a little over the top. It reminded me of like a 70s. It looked like a 70s thing.
Yeah, it was
like a disco party.
It just didn't work.
So we're gonna get back to Taylor in a second. Heather, they show the Heather video next, like the look back, and Andy calls her an empty nester, but she still has 2 little kids at home. She's got 2 kids.
She's got a kid that's a junior in high school and then a 12-year-old.
Right. So how is she an empty nester?
How is she an empty nester?
Anyway,
or she's
we
Jolie's
both reacted
age.
to that.
She's Kate or whatever her name is, is Jolie's age, and then the little one's 12. Like,
right.
How are you even close to being an empty nester?
Yeah, not even close.
Not even close.
Unless you shipped them off to boarding school.
Yeah.
But perhaps they did. They focus on how Heather didn't share the home sale info at like their party or whatever.
Well, she didn't want to tell them.
She didn't trust them.
She didn't trust them.
That was obvious, right?
Right.
We knew Terry had a stroke, right? Did we know that?
I heard he got. I didn't know he had a stroke.
Yeah. And then Taylor says that Eric Roberts got Heather's role in her film when Heather wouldn't do it.
Well, he gets a lot more work than she does. Eric Roberts. He's in a lot of things.
Yeah. So she's like, I was playing a man.
He's working, actually.
her apology, Heather's apology to Taylor, I thought was weak. When she was like, "I wanted to make the whole acting thing about you."
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
It just sounds like such BS. I thought that was hilarious. And then Tamara is confronted about lying about making fun of Heather's IMDb page.
Well, I think it was like, you know, when you're talking, you're like sarcastic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Tamara was being, not that I'm defending Tamara, but I'm just I'm trying to be, you know, in the middle here, Switzerland. So, you know, when she was saying 19, she went to say 19, and then she said hundreds to be funny.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it was a long time ago, but it was like 19. It was a play on words.
The 1900s. Well, I think there was a 1998-99 reference on IMDb for Heather. That's why I think she said
yeah,
it.
but she was like, but it was like being sarcastic.
I got it.
But you know what? She's right. Who's Emily? Heather Dubrow cannot laugh at herself. She's serious. Yeah. She acts like everything is, you know.
And then you had a great, and I don't know if you can recreate it, but during the show you had a great Gina imitation when she was like, we were all in the room, I heard the comment, and she was like leaning in.
Oh yeah, she goes, this is Gina. We were in the room and we've made the comment.
We all heard the comment.
We all heard the comment. She does this little thing like this, which is like this.
That looks scary.
That's what she does. She goes like this.
That's very good.
Telling you.
Nailed it.
It's so annoying. Like, what are you? Are you a goonball, you know, back from the, you know, New York, and you're talking like this?
The accent's too much. I'm sorry, I just can't. And I spent 25 years in New York.
And she does nothing but the same thing over and over and over again. Like, like that's what she does.
Same storyline, because she really doesn't. Well, now she's a realtor, so that's going to give her plenty to talk
about.
Well,
there's enough realtor shows, okay? there's $1 Million Listing. There's OC.
I'm having more
There's you know, there's Beverly Hills. There's Selling LA. There's all kinds of realtor shows. I'm tired of the realtors, okay? They're overpaid car salesman. I'm tired of it.
I want to negotiate that commission.
You know, yeah, I'm going to negotiate that. I can do that myself.
Of course.
Everything's boilerplate, whatever. You know, get it with a broker. But why do I have to pay this person 6%? It's a bunch of BS.
All right,
sorry for all the realtors out there. That's not what I mean.
No, I
mean, you pay a huge lump sum. The more you, like...
Your best friend Christine's a realtor.
All my friends are realtors.
I mean...
But it doesn't, it's
Nicole
like...
Nicole Contreras is a realtor.
All my best friends are realtors.
V's a realtor.
I pissed everybody off. Just now.
Kelly doesn't care. See, that's the thing. No filter doesn't care.
No, I do. Realtors work hard.
No, they work very hard. I have a lot of great friends who are realtors.
Yes.
Steve's a realtor.
Yes, yes.
Broker, whatever.
I'm not saying they don't work hard, but boy, if you sell a $10 million house, you know, you make 100.
Kim Church is a broker.
Yeah.
We know a lot of them.
It's 3%, right? 3% goes to the buyer, 3% goes to the seller.
The company gets 6%.
That's it. Right, 6%.
But they usually split it between the company and then the brokers.
Right.
And yes, I
3%.
think there's a split often of that 3% as well.
I don't know. I just find it very,
they could get 1.5%.
I don't think there's I don't know. I just find it like it's a lot.
It is.
Sorry. It's a lot.
It is, but sometimes they work really hard.
They do.
You know, I worked with a realtor for 2 years before.
No, they do. I mean, they do. They put up with their own money on. Yes, they do, and it's hard.
This is the kind of thing we do on the Daily Smash every day.
All right, I take it back.
Sorry. So after the break, the screen fills with a disclaimer, black screen, white letters, saying this show was filmed 10 days before Shannon's arrest for DUI. So they set up the block that way because the conversation that followed was all about Gina being upset that Shannon was coming after her for her DUI and for reminding her that she found Gina's lawyer who represented her.
Right. It's the same thing over and over for 4 years, straight through. And here's Gina. I feel so guilty about being with him. It's just like, okay, we know you got divorced. We know he cheated on you. Stop crying about it. And it's the same thing between Shannon and her.
She brings up the same story
over and over. It's the same story.
Yeah.
Dead, like is beating a dead horse.
But the thing about the DUI was that it was so ironic that was a huge story plot line this season, and they're talking about it on the reunion. It was 10 days before Shannon got into trouble.
Right.
But the same thing.
Right.
And Gina was going after her.
They don't like each other. You know, I don't know why they're even hanging out together. If they don't like each other, I mean, it's obvious. Gina, you know, I've worked with Gina for what, 3 years? 3 years.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know her kids' names. I'm sorry.
I definitely don't know her kids' names, but she probably doesn't know my kids' names either. So
right, but I met them. I know Sienna, the little girl, but I forget the 2 little boys' names.
Oh, okay. But Shannon looked like she said, I do know their names, and I thought she was going to say it. And then the second time, she clearly did not want to say the names because she didn't know them.
Because she means nothing to her. Shannon is like this with Gina. Like she doesn't, you know, it's like that.
Yeah. Andy asked Gina about that affair that I guess her ex-husband had.
But they've been asking for the last 4 years.
But I knew when he said it, I was like she's going to start crying. She's definitely going to start crying. And she, of course, started crying.
Oh, my husband went to Hong Kong and he got a hooker and I found out about it and kept talking about it.
And start crying?
And start crying. Okay?
Yeah.
Move on.
Ancient
go to another, put the rear view mirror in your past and look forward. I'm sick of the same thing over and over and over again. I'm tired of it. I can't watch it anymore.
Shannon's excuse was, and correct me if I'm wrong or if I misheard, I'm sorry, but I thought Shannon said her excuse was, for bringing up the DUI, was that she thought it was her job to stir the pot.
Yeah. That's what you do.
So she just brought it up.
I mean, I never stirred the pot. People came after me. Yeah, I mean, look at Tamara went in. She did a deep dive. She was, you know, bringing other girls in to stir up stuff. I mean, it's really stressful. You're dealing with big, huge poker players and chess players, and they're mean and vicious, and they want to be on top, and they're like me, and they're like, oh my God, I got to sit next to Andy Cowan. Oh my God, yeah, I got the one. I got in the front. I went with the orange. Like it's so, like crazy competitive.
Yeah.
I feel like like Sorority Survivor. That's what I feel like.
I think you're right about that. It certainly appears that way. But the other thing that Shannon did that I thought was, and I'm sorry, I'm not trying to pick on Shannon.
Shannon looked kind of like Big Bird. I'm not gonna lie. Did she?
She said she
with
didn't
that hair,
remember.
It looked like a lot of feathers.
Gina was all yes.
My grandma used to say, "The feather makes the bird." When somebody wears like really nice clothes.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's very clever.
Yeah.
So Shannon said she didn't remember bringing up the CPS thing, and that really triggered Gina too. Gina was crying about CPS. How dare you? And yelling about their children, which you so aptly replicated earlier in this program. But Shannon said she didn't remember saying it. But then she goes, but if I did say it, and then she goes on to explain what she meant by saying it. It struck me as odd. She said, I didn't remember saying it, and then explains that what she would have meant if she said it. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does, because when she said that, she meant, hey, listen, I'm going to take, if you would have gotten arrested and the kids were by themselves, they would have to go into custody, is what she meant.
Right.
So that's what she meant. She didn't mean it like, oh, that was going to happen. She was, you know, she meant it different, and she took it differently.
They go to a break after Gina attacked Shannon for talking about her kids, and then they repeated that same scene. They just started it again when they came out of the break.
But wait, just like step back. If you heard one of your friends say that about you, would you talk like that? Scream on the top of your lungs, don't talk about my children like that!
I would never scream at anyone like that unless it was like life or death.
Like, you know, it was like Gina found a reason to be mad at Shannon for. I believe.
Yeah.
I felt like this is her way of contributing to the show, because she does nothing but show up.
Yes.
Seriously.
Also, what occurred to me was how mean Gina was to Shannon last season. Gina was such an a-hole to Shannon all season long last season.
Right.
Like basically making stuff up and making a huge deal about the smallest
little things.
And they were mostly false or fake anyway.
Right.
She was a total jerk. And so now she's all mad that Shannon said that, and now Shannon crossed the line.
Yeah.
Like, how many lines did she cross last season? That's my question to you. I know my stuff.
Yes.
Andy brings up Shannon talking smack about Travis when she didn't want anyone talking about John. Emily tried to litigate. You got mad. You were like, it's not your fight.
Yeah. So they're all sitting down, and here's Emily talking and trying to interrupt Shannon, and she was talking over Shannon. I'm like, let her talk, Emily. Just like shut up. Why? Stop being the litigator here. Like, what are you doing? It's not your fight. Shut up.
Gina was
and
talking
I didn't
for
want to
Jen.
hear her anyway. She was annoying, huh?
Sorry, Gina was talking for Jen too.
Oh yeah, it's like be quiet. They have to try to, they can't just sit and listen. You learn a lot.
Is that hard? I mean, you went through 5 reunions. How many? I mean, I know it was grueling the last time when I was there.
All of them are grueling. They're horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, really, really bad. The first one was the worst.
Really?
Yeah, because Heather Dubrow and all of them ganged up on me.
And you're shooting for how many hours?
From like 6 in the morning to like 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah, I remember you getting out even later than you thought you were getting out.
It's a long, long day.
Yeah.
You're sitting there. It's horrible.
Being grilled.
Yeah, being on top of your game.
Yeah, you have to be focused.
Right.
Yeah.
But you take a long lunch break.
Yeah.
Like an hour and a half.
All right, well, we're going to delve deeper into that on
Yeah.
our next and final RHOC Season 17 recap. That's next week, I believe.
Oh, wait, we forgot.
What's
there was a
that?
part that was so annoying. Emily's sitting, talking about how she's a real lawyer. She isn't a real lawyer. She hasn't been practicing law for years. She doesn't practice law. She is a lawyer. She passed the bar.
Yeah.
But she's not a practicing
Well, I
lawyer.
guess Tamara called her a party planner because
Because
that's
she
what
wasn't.
she does.
That's what she was when she first started.
Oh, okay.
She wasn't practicing law.
Yeah.
And then for 1 year, she was doing contracts.
Yeah.
Working for, she was like a paralegal, basically.
Was that one of
she was
those,
a lawyer, but she didn't she was just doing like a pencil
Was it
pushing.
a real job, or I'm just
No, it
going
was
to say
just
you
like,
worked here?
just saying you worked here.
We don't know that. Allegedly.
No, I used to
the
take
show
her
to get
tickets.
sued.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Allegedly.
More on that next time.
Yeah. Okay.
Have a great, great day, week, everyone. Check out our Smash and check out our Rick and Kelly show on Patreon if you haven't already.
Bye.
See you soon.